Hi everyone, it's Judy from Vintage Designs again. I'm here with another video as we continue on with our finishing up this centerpiece for a journal I am working on. So today we are going to start first with the belly band, which is going to be pretty easy. I don't have a tag yet to put in the belly band, but we'll do the belly band. Very similar to the one that I did in Angela's, that was the blue. We're going to be doing the same type of thing, just in some different colors. So we're going to start with this. Actually, I think let me open this out so it'll lay a little flatter for me. Okay, so these are the pieces for the belly band. I have a piece of card first, and I'm just going to leave it plain because it's really going to be covered. But I wanted the card to put the lace on so that when you do put something in, it doesn't catch like the corner of the card catching on the lace when and poking through when you try to put something through. So that's going to be the first thing we do. I'm just going to pull this back. This is the page it's going to be on, but I'm going to move this back while we work on the belly band. So real easy. We're going to start with some Fabri-Tac. Hopefully I get all this stuff out of the end of it, or almost. Okay, and glue this down. I'd like, definitely to the edges because you want the lace to lay flat here. And then just a little bit in the middle, just mostly to keep it from shifting. Doesn't have to be a whole bunch. So we'll do that. That's good. And then the trick is just getting it where you want it. So we want to try to get it as centered as possible. I think that's probably pretty close, and I do want to stretch it out a little bit. Try to bring it up this way some. That'll be good. Because I want it to lay as smoothly as possible. So I cut that piece there. The next piece that's going to go on is the center band. So I'll put that. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac all the way around because there's so much lace on here. So we want to get close to the edges. And this we want to make sure is glued down a little bit better. So, of course, it's going to mix with the glue underneath too, which helps. All right, put that over there. And center that on this piece, and having this little piece of cardboard just a little bit bigger, actually I need to move that over some, is good because then I can see that it's centered more or less on the lace. Let me move it up a little more and over a little more. That's good. Okay, so that's that piece. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pieces and they're just going to go here. So this little edge, again, I don't know if you can see it with that card underneath, helps to give me a little bit of support there. So I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac across there. You know what, I'll wait on that one because it won't take long to put this down, but okay, we'll do that. Put it right along the edge here. Like that, and it's okay if there's a little bit of extra glue because we've got another layer that's going to go on. And I'm going to leave that lace loose like that. I just want it glued near the base. Okay, and then we have the next one, which is this piece. And that will go along the bottom here. Hopefully I'm getting enough glue on here. I hope. Okay. Clean the glue off my fingers. All right, and then this one goes down. Whoops. Okay. Right along in there. Right at the edge of that cardboard. And in preparing all these things, I inked around the cardboard, and I'm thinking, I really didn't have to do that, but sometimes you just get so used to picking up a piece of card or paper and just inking before you put it down, it was easy to forget. So I'm going to pull this over a little bit if I can. Yeah, it's kind of stuck. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I've already taken this lace and I've woven the ribbon through it. And I don't try to make it flat. I kind of like it twisty and puffy. So I'm going to leave it that way. And then along the base of this lace here on the cardboard, I'm going to put some a little bit wider, kind of go zigzag back and forth with my glue. And what I'm really more concerned about is lining up this end. Okay, that's what I'm mostly concerned about right here. So I want to put it down here. It's okay if this hangs over on the end because I can snip that. That's not a problem. So put that down there, and I think, where's my tweezers? Take the flat end of my tweezers and kind of work it in. It's a little bit easier than my fingers that kind of want to keep getting stuck to everything. So work that in there. And then I'm going to just lift carefully. Oops, let's get the bubble out of here. This is a very good bottle for the glue. It doesn't, spout out the top or spill out, but you do have to get rid of the bubble before you can squeeze it out. All right, I hope I've got enough glue down there. I think I do. A little bit more right in here. And right in there. All right, that should do. So I want that to hold against the paper a little bit more. And this tail stays. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. Get rid of my bubble. It helps if you lay this on its side. So far, I have found that if I lay it on the side, it still doesn't want to pop out the top. If in the regular bottle that it comes in, that the Fabri-Tac comes in, it likes to kind of volcano, and if you lay it on its side, it will ooze out. But so far, I have not found that to be the case with this. So we're going to start again on this end. That's the end I'm most concerned about because I can snip off the other end. And we're just going to lay that down. Use my, oops, I want to bring this out a little bit more. There we go. Use the end of my tweezers to help push this down. And it takes a little bit of playing, only because it's ruffly and puffy because of weaving the ribbon through, and because I like to keep the ribbon kind of puffy. I don't want it to flatten out. So it works well. I'll just keep doing that. Get it where it'll stay. And then I'm going to set this aside before we do the last piece. It's essentially almost done, but I'm going to set it aside in a minute just to make sure that before we do anything else to it, let me lay it down. It's good and dry. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do, just because, is I'm going to take this butterfly and I'm just going to, it's a little bit bigger. I did not have anything like this on the one for Angela, because the paper that I used in here had just pretty roses, so it was fine. But this needs a little something, so I'm just going to take that and I'm going to put it across like that. Even though it goes across the lace and the ribbon, I think it'll look fine. So we'll do that for one last bit, and then we're going to move on to the next bit of the project that we are going to do this evening. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave that to the side. That looks pretty nice already. I'm going to put that over here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to work on the picture frame. Now this was the tag that I had done for the picture frame. So that's already done. On Angela's, I had done a kind of scallop top, which I didn't do on this one, actually, quite honestly. I didn't think about it. Should have looked back at my pictures, but I didn't think about it. But I have a butterfly on here and some fussy cut flowers over this picture, and it's layered, and it has the pretty ribbon on top and this pretty leaf paper on the back. So what we're going to do here, this is the frame, and I believe, and I will when I do the flip through, I have used so many different papers and bits and pieces from so many different people. I'm going to try to identify them all and put that in the description box when I do the flip through of the book once it's finally finished. So just for the sake of having something in the back so it wasn't just so plain, I did a little stenciling back there. And what I'm going to do now is just, I think, oh, and this came from the Graphics Fairy. I don't think I said that, but that's where that came from. So I'm going to put some glue down here. I'm going to glue this picture frame, well, the frame to the backing. Okay. Do that. Get this part done. I'm just going to stand this up so that I can get it more flush with the bottom. Okay. I have my little dry wipe here, which helps not get it on my fingers so much. Okay. Get rid of the bits left behind. And okay. Now what we're going to do, make sure this is glued pretty nicely, and somewhere I have ink. Where would that be? Here we go. All right. Do want to get this edge inked a little bit more. Okay. This on the back of, whoops, on the back of this card that I just glued on here, this one, this is the painter's paper. This is the green. They have green, well, all I can find so far is green and the like craft color. So this is the green one. And then what we're going to do is this is going to go down on the page, but this is going to hook to the back. And let me move this over because I don't need the tag right now. I'm going to show you what I've done here. Move some of my pieces. This is going to get, let me find the right page because I'm not on the right page. I'm not on the right page. Here we go. All right, so let me do the accordion thing here and open this back up. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to open this up one more time just so that it doesn't bounce so much. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the picture frame page. I have the paper that I'm going to glue down, but I have a slit, if you can see that, right here, cut in the paper. And the reason for that is so that I can put a hinge in here. And this says under the paper. That's going to go under here, okay? That's going to go right underneath the paper so that when it opens, you won't see it. And then it's the same color as this so that that's going to get hinged there. I'm not sure if I'm off camera or not. I'm hoping I'm all in. So that's what we've got here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper. If I can get the paper clip off. There we go. And I'm going to position it about where I want it. I'm paying attention to the fold here because I don't want to go over that. And I'm going to position it about where I want it. Okay, I'm going to take my, oh, I really need to refill this, don't I? My art glitter glue. And I'm just going to do a bit across the top. because I want to work with this paper with the hinge before I glue it completely down, but I want the paper to stay in the position so it doesn't shift while I'm working with the hinge, if that makes sense. So we'll do that. All right, put that over there. So I hope everybody is doing well. It is a Monday evening here for me in Buffalo. I believe my husband and my brother-in-law have fallen asleep in front of the television. So that works for me. That keeps things quiet. But if you do hear any little noises, that would be my dog. Because, like I said before, he kind of follows me everywhere I go. And that's, his name is Gus. And Gus is just a regular little sweetheart. He's a yellow lab, and he's 12 years old. But when you ask him to go get his leash, he's like a puppy again. He loves to go for walks. Loves to go for walks. So, okay, we want to make sure this is glued down real good. So what I just did here was I slid the hinge underneath the paper. Okay, flip that up, and then we're going to push it against that slot, and then push it down. Okay, that's that. Now, I can take this paper off now. Okay, make sure it's good there. And then glue it the rest of the way, which I can do, I think I'll do with the tacky glue, I mean with the, I did it again, with the Fabri-Tac. Just so that I can have a second to fit it through the, oh well, somebody just got up in case you didn't hear that. I did. Somebody with very heavy feet, so that sounds like my husband. So you may hear the floorboards creaking. Like I said in my last video, we have discovered, since I've been down here, that because it's an unfinished basement, there's no finished ceiling or walls or anything like that here. So, whoops, you know what? I don't want any glue there because my hinge has to go there. So let me, it's going to go under my nail, but that's all right, I guess. Okay. So you hear every little noise. So I do apologize if you hear any noises. I apologize if you hear any, you know, ordinary household noises and sounds that you may hear. Hopefully it won't be a bad thing. So, and I wiped that glue away, didn't I? And then I went right back over it, but that's okay. That's okay because it is Fabri-Tac. So we're just going to smooth that down. We're going to slide this through, okay, because we already have it positioned. And then we have the hinge coming through the page. Let me try to clean off some of this glue. There we go. And I'll do this with my bone folder here. Okay, on the sides and the bottom. I really do hope I'm in frame with this. Let me just see. Ah, yes, I believe I am. Okay. I think we've got everything down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to position our frame. Now, I'd like it to be pretty flush with the bottom here, but with enough room to open. So we want to make sure that it does that. So probably the easiest way to do that, I'll try to make sure it's sort of centered, which is hard to do when the edges are all kinds of raggy. If I hold it there, that should be just fine. So if I glue it this way, and I want to glue this first before I glue the paper down, just because I think this will help cover the very edge of it, and it won't be quite as noticeable. So what we're going to do is just glue this side of the hinge. Try to hold it down with my fingernail. We'll glue here, Okay, we're going to center this, and then we're just going to bring it down and then bring it up. Okay, that way it should leave enough room for this to open flat. Okay, and it's going to take a second for that to dry as well. So, and of course, while I'm doing it, more and more stuff is leaking out, but that's okay. We just wipe it away. It does work. Okay, so there we go. Okay, good. So now we have a hinged picture frame. What we're going to do here is match A to A. Let me see if I can turn this a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I know I'm on a bit of an angle with this, but that's what we're going to do. So here we have that edge of the hinge on this side, but it matches pretty well. And I'm going to try to obscure that a little bit by gluing this down. And again, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac so that I have a minute to play with it to make sure I have it where I want it. Okay, so there's more floor creaking. I'll be very interested to listen to this video and see just how much of this you hear. So usually my husband will come down if he doesn't see me upstairs and say, do you have your camera on? So there are ways to eliminate some of the noises, if you understand what I mean. Okay, so what I want to do is just get it over the edge of that hinge. I can go a little bit more. That's good. And this is nice writing space now on the back. Okay, so that's what we have here. So there's that. Could clear away a little bit more of this. As it dries, I can rub a little bit more out. So we have that piece there. This comes down here like this, and then this is the writing space for underneath. Now what we want to make sure is that it doesn't come out of the top, so right there would be good. And that's about as much space here as there is there, so that's a good guide. So we'll glue this one down as well using the Fabri-Tac. Yeah, the other day, I'm not sure if I had said this before, but I had unpacked some more boxes, and I had that brown paper, that craft paper, that if you get stuff sometimes from Amazon, at least for me, I get all this brown craft paper by the yard practically, that they use for stuffing and, you know, for filling up the boxes. And I had thrown a bunch of it on the floor with the anticipation that I will, you know, fold it up again and put it away. And I'll make sure that it doesn't go too high. Is that right? That's good. Okay. And my dog found it. And again, like he's a puppy, he decided, I suppose, that it sounded a lot like a pile of fall leaves. So he was kind of rolling through it and rummaging through it and having a good time. So then I felt really bad about picking it up. So I've left it for him in case he wants to play in it again. So, okay. So that is our picture frame. Okay. Over here is our tag. All right. We have that. And the tag is going to go in here. So that goes right down here. If I can get it in. Oh, I'm hung up on this little bit right here. Give me 1 second. Let me stick that back down. Which was the one that was up? This one? I think maybe it was this one. Okay, this one looks a little up. We'll tack that one down as well. Now this was feeling a little snug to me, though I did measure and measure again. But I do have a little bit of room that, no, it goes in pretty well. And you can put acetate inside here if you like. I preferred not to. So, okay, so this is out just that little bit. Okay, right up here, that's out. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, let me find it, of my waxed thread from my bookbinding kit. I'm going to take a piece of that and snip it. I just want to watch my time here. Okay, that's that. Hopefully I've got enough. Put this back. All right, and what we're going to do is we are going to take a little piece of it. I'm sorry, I'm so used to just kind of working without making sure I'm always in camera. So we're just going to tie it. And the reason why I chose this, we're going to tie off from the back, if I can, more, there we go, is because you know when you tie a knot in this, it really stays because of the wax. And that's what I'm looking for. My neighbor's dog is barking. I am surrounded by dogs here. It's amazing. If you're a dog lover, it's pretty awesome. So, okay, so we have that. Now I'm going to leave that long for the moment. I'm going to place my tag about where it's going to be in the frame. And I'm going to take, I already made one of these, okay? It's, actually it is index card. I cut 2 holes. These are 1 inch, a 1 inch hole punch, which is this one, EK. So it's a 1 inch hole punch. I punched 2 of those, put them together, and then punched the little flower bud thing out of the top. So I'm going to put that here, okay, right about there, centered over the picture frame. This kind of matched, so I thought that was good. And for this one, I'm going to, let me think here, what's on the back? No, we don't want to do that. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to glue it like by half, and I'm going to take my, let's see which way I want it to go. I want it to tip a little. So I'm going to say right here, and I'm going to glue it down with the tacky glue halfway. Okay, tacky glue. I'm even calling this tacky glue with the art glitter glue. I'm sorry. My goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get that straight. Okay, that looks straight. And I'm going to put it right. I want to make sure it's, there it is, okay. I want to make sure I have it pretty much. And I don't mind the extra glue sort of oozing out around the edges. I want to make sure that it really stays stuck. Okay, it's not, there's not going to be a lot of pressure on it, but it's what we're going to use to keep this from doing this on its own. Okay, so for the moment, while that sets and dries, we're going to go back over here to, I'll move this to the side just a bit. Okay, and we're going to go back over here to this. So what we're going to do here now is I'm going to take my fabric scissors, and aren't these pretty? These pretty scissors. I've had these for about 40 years, and family members of mine some years back went to Spain, and because I sewed, this is what they brought me. So these scissors came from Spain, so I've had them ever since. So I'm just going to snip these down flush with the paper here. Put those to the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tie the bow. Okay? So just take the paper, the belly band here, and you can put it on first, but I prefer not to, just because I don't want to, in playing with it, tear the paper. So I'll tie the bow here, play with that till I get it the way I want it. All right. That's actually pretty good. And then I will snip my little ends. One there, and make sure I don't cut the other lace. One there. And I'm just going to try to secure this down here. I stood it up again, didn't I? With the Fabri-Tac, so it doesn't want to, well, one, shift, but if I glue any part of it, it shouldn't come undone, is what I'm saying. So, all right, so then we glue that down. And that is our, hold that for a second. That is our belly band. Now what I'm going to do over here is glue this bit down. And that one's actually glued down pretty well. So we're good there. Clean off my nozzle again. And then we are going to go back to the belly band page, if I can find it without flipping this around too much. Okay, here we go. It's going to be opposite this. This is just so big. Okay, so where we want to be, try to fold it, is right here. And that's just going to go right here on this page. Now before I put it down, there's one other thing that I want to do, and I'm probably going to show that in the next video. So I'll put this on in the next video, because in the next one we're going to put the tassel on the trifold tuxedo pocket, and I'm just going to finish off the little booklet that goes in here. So in order to put this down, because the trifold tuxedo pocket is on the other side and I need to put brads in, I need to do that before I glue this down. So that's what we're gonna wait to put this on until the next video. And then right now we're gonna go back to our picture frame, which is here. There we go. And this is the last of this, so to secure this. So we're going to put the picture back in the frame. Okay. Then we're going to take the string. We're going to go up and over the top. Okay. And we know that that's where we want that. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, holding that there, I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to put this through. If I can pull it, get back in there. There we go. Pull it through from the back. And then I want to try tying it off. Okay? So this should be all that I need. I hope it'll be enough to, come on, there we go. I just pulled it back out again. All right, let's try that one more time. Actually, I think I can get rid of some of that ribbon too. It's kind of long, the tails. So I know I've already secured it, so, all right. So I think what I want to do, what can I do this with? I'll do it with this. This may be enough, I hope, maybe. This is where it's got to go through. So that would be good. There's a little dot. Okay. And we'll take that out. I'm going to try to find my little dot. I made it. Okay. Oh, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Okay. All right. So put that through, bring it down to by where that little dot is. All right. And then I'm going to bring it, I'm trying to do it so you can see. I'm going to loop it back under here so it makes a loop. I'm going to loop it back within the loop and then pull it tight. And I'm going to just do that one more time. A loop and then a loop. It's just like hand stitching when you're not, or embroidering something when you're knotting it off. So that should do it. I'm hoping. We're going to snip it and hope that we have the right length. Okay. And I think before I put it in, I'm going to trim this a little bit. Not sure why I left it long. Maybe I decided I would try to decide how long I wanted it when I was done. So we're going to put that in here. Okay, goes in the picture frame. This then will go around the top, right along that little loop, right along that little circle, right there. And now, remove my scissors, it will not flop open. Okay, it holds it down. It holds it in place so it won't flip and flop. So that is the picture frame. So when we undo this, okay, we can just undo it a little bit and then you open it like this and you have two places underneath here and the tag where you can journal. So that's this part. I'm going to stop this video here for now, and then I'm going to come back in another video. We'll put on that brad for the trifold tuxedo pocket and attach the belly band and finish off the book. Won't be too long for that. And I think then for the construction of everything, this is all done. So the next time after the next video, the video after that will be the final flip through of the whole journal. And then I can get it off to Canada, where it has belonged for months and it has not gotten there. So I just hope the poor woman hasn't moved. So anyway, that's it for now. So have a safe day, a blessed day, and be kind to everybody, everyone. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.